Have you ever thought about the extent to which the media has played a significant role in shaping societal perceptions of childhood and adolescence? Now, I should first tell you what I mean when I refer to the media. I'm referring to a wide range of types: television, film, advertising, social media, and the internet. So when you think about whether or not the media has had a profound influence on how young people view themselves and how society perceives youth, it probably seems rather self-evident, doesn't it? But as a reminder, let me now state 10 ways media shapes teen culture. 1. Commercialization and targeted marketing. Let's start with marketing. The media often targets children and adolescents as a valuable consumer group. From toys to video games and now even to social media platforms and apps, there's a constant stream of products specifically designed to appeal to young audiences. This process encourages young people to identify with certain brands and lifestyles, making consumption part of their identity. Think about how many products are marketed around youthful desires, trendy clothing, tech gadgets, and even fast food. These marketing campaigns keep young people engaged with adolescent culture, even into adulthood, reinforcing behaviors and interests that once were seen as fleeting phases of youth. Number 2, glorification of youth culture. How does the media glorify youth culture? Think about how often media portrays being young as the pinnacle of life, filled with beauty, freedom, and excitement. In contrast, adulthood is sometimes portrayed as monotonous or burdensome, filled with responsibilities that seem overwhelming. This creates a cultural norm where staying young, both physically and mentally, becomes an ideal to aspire to, making the transition to adulthood feel less appealing. How many times have you seen commercials or social media posts that emphasize staying youthful, regardless of your age? Number 3, creation of a distinct adolescent media culture. The media also creates a separate culture just for teenagers. Think about TV shows, movies, and music that are specifically made for teens. This media often addresses topics like rebellion, identity crisis, and peer pressure, keeping young people focused on adolescent issues for longer periods. Social media platforms in particular amplify this culture, where peer approval and fitting in can feel like the most important things in life. This type of media can isolate young people from the adult world, making the transition to maturity even more difficult. Number 4, prolonged dependency and delayed autonomy. The media also influences how parents see their roles. Through portrayals of overprotective or highly involved parents, the media encourages a kind of prolonged supervision that can delay the development of independence in young people. Additionally, media often highlights the importance of extended education and the uncertainties of the job market. This combination can make young people feel less prepared to take on adult responsibilities, further delaying their entry into the workforce and adulthood. Number 5, blurring of childhood and adulthood boundaries. Let's consider how the lines between childhood and adulthood are becoming blurred. Today, young people are exposed to adult content much earlier due to the easy access to information and entertainment online. On the flip side, adults are consuming media designed for young people, such as video games or youth-oriented TV shows. This mixing of media creates a situation where the boundaries between childhood and adulthood are not as clear as they used to be. Celebrities and influencers also play a big part in this. They often embody youthful characteristics, no matter their age, encouraging both young people and adults to continue adopting adolescent behaviors. Number 6, impact on socialization and development. Another key issue is how media impacts socialization and development. Increased media consumption often reduces face-to-face interaction, which is crucial for developing the social skills needed in adulthood. Constant media exposure, especially with its focus on instant gratification, whether it's through quick rewards in video games or instant feedback on social media, this can make it harder for young people to develop patience and long-term planning skills. These are traits typically associated with adulthood, and their delay can have significant impacts on emotional and cognitive development. Number 7, perpetuation of adolescent stereotypes. Media also reinforces certain stereotypes about adolescents. How often do we see teens depicted as rebellious, irresponsible, or disengaged? These stereotypes not only shape how society views young people, but they can also become internalized. Adolescents who constantly see these portrayals may come to believe that this is how they're supposed to behave, which can delay the adoption of more mature adult roles. Number 8, influence on policy and education. It doesn't just stop at personal perceptions. The media can also shape policy and educational approaches. Public perception influenced by media portrayals can lead to policies that extend protections for youth, but sometimes this comes at the cost of limiting opportunities for autonomy and responsibility. In education, media influence has resulted in a focus on standardized testing and conformity, which may neglect the development of critical thinking and independent decision-making skills. This focus may delay the maturity and self-sufficiency needed for adulthood. Number 9, globalization of youth culture. With the rise of global media platforms, we've seen a globalization of youth culture. Media facilitates the spread of trends, behaviors, and values across borders, creating a homogeneous global youth culture. This has an impact on traditional rites of passage and cultural practices that once marked the transition to adulthood. As a result, cultural norms that once emphasized maturity and responsibility may be overshadowed by this global adolescent-oriented media culture. And finally, number 10, the role of social media. Let's look at social media. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat encourage young people to constantly share their personal experiences and seek validation through likes and comments. This can prolong the adolescent social dynamics of peer approval and popularity well into adulthood. Additionally, social media blurs the lines between personal and professional identities. Many young people find it difficult to transition into adult professional roles because the boundaries are no longer clear, and the habits formed online often persist into adulthood. So, has media played a significant role in shaping societal perceptions of childhood and adolescence? I think we'd agree that it has. As we move forward now, let's try to be sensitive to some of the influences and effects of social media.